Worked example on momentum, impulse, and Newton's laws of motion. Example 1. Consider a car of mass 1000 kg with a velocity of 8 meters per second east. The momentum of the car is momentum P is equal to mv, which is equal to 1000 times 8, which is equal to 8,000 kilogram meters per second, or Newton second. East. A force on a body causes a change in the momentum of the body from 12 kilogram meters per second to 68 kilogram meters per second in 0.2 seconds. Calculate the magnitude of the impulse. From F is equal to mv minus mu over t. Cross multiply so that Ft is equal to mv minus mu. Impulse I is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. The final momentum is 16 minus initial momentum, that's 12. So when you subtract that, 16 minus 12 is equal to 4. So the impulse is 4 kilogram meters per second, or Newton second. A ball of mass hits a smooth platform vertically with a speed of 3 meters per second and rebounds with a speed of 2 meters per second. Calculate the impulse experienced by the ball. Impulse Ft is equal to mv minus mu, and when we factor out m, that will be equal to m into v minus u. The mass is 4 kilograms, so we have 4 into. It hits a smooth platform vertically with a speed of 3 meters per second and rebounds with a speed of 2 meters per second. Let me illustrate this. This is my platform. Now the ball hits the wall with 3 meters per second initially and rebounds back with a speed of 2 meters per second. Now the speed is going to be minus 2 meters per second because it is in the opposite direction. So we can pick any of these to be v or u. So I'm going to take the larger one to be 3, so I have v. So I have 3 minus, then my initial velocity is going to be minus 2, then close the bracket. So this is going to be 4 into 3, minus times minus is plus 2, then we have 4 times 3 plus 2 is 5, which is equal to 20 Newton seconds. How much horizontal net force is required to accelerate 1000 kilogram car at 4 meters per second squared? Using F is equal to ma, that will be equal to 1000 times the acceleration is 4, which is equal to 4000 Newton. A bullet of mass 10 grams traveling horizontally with a velocity of 150 meters per second strikes a stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 seconds. Calculate the distance of the penetration of the bullet into the block. Also calculate the magnitude of the force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. First of all, let me illustrate by drawing the wooden block. And the bullet hits the wooden block at an initial speed of u equals 150 meters per second. Then the bullet moves through the block to a final velocity of 0 meters per second because it's going to come to a stop. Now that's the distance traveled. X is the distance traveled by the bullet in the block. Next, we have to determine the acceleration of the bullet inside of the block. So the acceleration A is unknown. We are going to calculate that. Then we are going to convert the mass from 10 grams to kilogram by divided by 1000, and that is going to give us 0.01 kilogram. Now let's find the acceleration by using V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. So the final velocity is 0. That will be equal to initial velocity, that's 150, plus A times the time, which is 0.03 seconds. So push 150 to the other side. We have minus 150 is equal to 0.03 times A is 0.03A. Now divide both sides by 0.03. On dividing both sides by 0.03, the acceleration is going to be minus 5,000 meters per second squared. Now the minus sign is because the bullet is actually decelerating inside the block. Now to find the distance traveled by the bullet inside the block, we use x is equal to ut plus half at squared, or you can also use v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. These are the second and third equation of motion. So I'm going to use s is equal to ut. So x is equal to u, that's 150, times t, that's 0.03, plus half times a, that's minus 5,000, times t squared, that's 0.03 squared. So s is equal to 4.5, plus times minus is minus, then 5,000 times 0.03 squared divided by 2 is equal to 2.25. So on subtracting, s is going to be equal to 2.25 meters. So we can tell the distance traveled by the bullet, 2.25 meters. So to calculate the magnitude of the force, remember that F is equal to ma. So we are going to, because we are looking for the magnitude, so we are going to ignore the minus sign. So F is equal to the mass, that's 0.01, times the acceleration, which is 5,000, and that is equal to 50 Newton. So that is the magnitude of the force.